Welcome to the SHW podcast.
SHW, this is our wrestling.
Hey, you think you could walk all over me, but I don't see that happening. We're warriors who strike terror into the hearts of others without warning. You say
And now, the Voices of Southern Honor Wrestling.
Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
fight our way to
What's going on, everybody? It's that time of the week. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's time for your favorite podcast, the SHW podcast. This is our wrestling. I'm B Double Brandon Benefield alongside the great GB, Gerard Bonner, and the lovely Diana Michelle. And we are V3, and we are about to preview one of our biggest shows of the year. I know it's crazy to say biggest shows of the year, coming off of the Rumble Jack and then coming off of Leave the Memories Alone, because those were two massive shows.
Huge.
But this is our big anniversary show, our 7th anniversary, if you can believe it. Still here 7. But before we get into it, you guys, how's everybody doing? Everybody having an all right week so far?
Yeah, week's fine, but look, listen, it's been too freaking long
Yeah.
since the three of us have been together at SHW. We've been together at other places, but
Yeah.
I don't like this. Yo, every time we have to skip a month,
It's
it
weird.
just throws me off. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember, folks.
But guess
I'm
what?
lying. I remember everybody. I'm just saying. It's hard. I miss y'all. I miss it.
But guess what, Diana? 1 week from tonight,
1 week.
we're back.
Count it down, boo. Count it down.
GB, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. I cannot complain. The countdown is on to still here 7, which is crazy to think that 7 years of Southern Honor, which is amazing. Time is moving. I just had a birthday. Like, all the things are happening.
You totally
So,
did.
yeah, so it's wild because once that happens, then the rest of the year just kind of snowballs, So we're in November. It's gonna be Happy Thanksgiving, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all the things, and then
Happy New Year.
So it's that. So yeah, this is gonna be quite a moment getting ready to take place next week.
Yeah, it's strange because, the anniversary show is always a big deal in and of itself,
Sure.
every year.
Yeah.
This year, though, it's different. This year, we are kicking off a new era, so to speak, of SHW. I'll say, I don't want to say new era because I don't want to give them any love there. So I would say the next era. We're kicking off the next era of Southern Honor Wrestling outside of the Action Building for the very first time. Yeah, we've had a few pop-up shows here and there that have taken place at festivals or whatever. But as far as our main shows, they've always taken place inside the Action Building. This will be the first one ever outside of the Action Building. And don't forget, folks, we're right around the corner. We're at Reformation Brewery in Canton, Georgia. It's right around the corner from the Action Building. So it's not like you're having to go out of your way to come find us. We want to see you there. It may be a little chilly. Bring your jackets, bring your scarves, just dress warm. And
bring the energy to warm us all up.
Exactly. The more people, the warmer it's going to be. So if you pack the place out, you won't have a problem.
Yeah.
So anyway.
It's going to be a brand new era. It's so interesting. Just thinking about what all of this means, right? Like, again, new venue, a new month that we're doing. The anniversary show is normally in October, so it's moved to November. All kinds of different things happening at this one. Again, a new environment really does create new memories, creates new moments, creates a brand new look. So, it's a whole new look, a whole new feel. Some of your same favorite wrestlers, of course, in a brand new space. So it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be really cool.
That's right. The same V3. We'll be there. We need
Same
you
V3.
there.
It doesn't matter where we are. If we're all together, it's still home. We're good. We're good.
That's right.
Yeah.
We said it before. We've talked about it in shows past, but it's kind of like what people say about church. It's the people that make the church, not necessarily the building.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing with Southern Honor Wrestling. It's the fan base, it's the roster, it's the staff, and we're all going to be there. just in a new building. So it's
Right.
it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait. It's one of those like nervous anticipation, but excited for the new
Because
location.
we bring the party to
right.
wherever we are. We bring the
Yeah.
party. It's going to be, y'all just get used to being outside a little bit, but still going to be hype.
That's right. The crowd's going to be hot, and you won't even think about the cold weather, so it'll be
Absolutely.
fine. We are.
And they sell beverages there too, right?
They
They
do.
do. So that'll be
Yeah.
interesting. That's
It's
new
it's
for.
in the name, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
in the
new for
name.
SHW.
So wait, does brewery mean that they're going to serve coffee?
No, I
I
think
don't
they
know if it's that kind of
they
brewery.
just
That
brew,
kind-
brew
okay.
beer. I don't think they brew coffee.
Okay.
It would be
I-
nice if they did, because
I mean,
could-
coffee's guaranteed to keep you warm, so it's hot chocolate.
Absolutely.
That's
you know,
true. That's true.
I could rock with that, but
I could be wrong. I'm not positive, but I don't think they brew coffee there. Not sure.
okay.
But
Bet they have a coffee maker now.
I was gonna say Diana can bring her coffee maker.
Don't tempt me, because it will.
It'll tempt you with a good time.
Diana be selling hot chocolate at the timekeeper's table. So if you need,
Hilarious.
I mean, you got to make money somehow. Gas
That's-
is not cheap.
it's not a bad
No,
idea.
it's not. It's not. Well, yeah. Now I'm thinking of multiple things now. Like, will people be tailgating? Like, is that going to be a thing?
So what's interesting
don't
is that SHW, there were people would tailgate there because
Sure.
they didn't serve beer or alcohol inside. Now
Right.
that you're at a brewery where that's all they serve, or most of what they serve, will
Mm-hmm.
you need to tailgate? I don't know. I do know this: doors for the wrestling show will open at 7. Tickets will
Okay.
go on sale at the door of the brewery starting at 5. So just like at the Action Building, tickets on
okay.
sale at the door starting at 5. I believe
Okay.
there was they were trying to make something work where we could go back to the online ticket sales, but couldn't
Right.
get that worked out in time. So
Okay. Got it.
as far as my understanding, tickets start at $15 for the general admission. Of course, they go up from there for like first row, second row, all that good stuff. Just like
Sure.
before, kids 10 and under are free. Doors the restaurants open before 7, obviously, or the
Right.
brewery, but for the wrestling specifically, that opens at 7, and then the bell time will be at 8, just like always. So
Okay.
there's that. There's those details.
There's that.
And we're
There's
doing
that.
our live pre-show.
And we'll be
Right.
doing the live pre-show just like we always do from 7 to 7:30. Because why wouldn't we? Hello.
Why wouldn't we?
It'd be
Yeah,
weird.
hello.
We haven't done one in so long. So yeah, we
I know.
gotta get back to it. We'll make sure the Wi-Fi is working and make sure everything works ahead of time and make sure we can make it happen. So let's see. Well, in the last couple of weeks, and we told you this a couple of weeks ago that you'd be starting to get bombarded with match announcements, and we sure have over the last couple of weeks. 7 big time matches have been announced for this card. Just like always, it's a massive card. Jake the Snake has outdone himself, along with Sal Renaro and the rest of the office. They've done a great job putting this card together. So, what do you guys say? We go ahead and kind of dig in here and do a little preview like we tend
Let's
to do.
do it.
Let's do it.
So here's, you know what? Let's start with this one because I know Diana. This is one of the ones I feel like she just wanted to put into the universe and make it happen, and now
Is
it's
this
happening.
the CT keys?
This is CT Keys
Yes.
versus Judea's 2 former Endgame members. If you want to go, or Diana or GB, the one to kind of refresh us a little bit as to how they almost came to blows at the last show.
Oh, you're gonna leave that to me. Okay. It's really interesting. It started where there was a match between Todd Sexton and someone from his past, which again, very wide variety of people that could be showing up from his past. And certainly we got shocked on this one, all the way from Alabama. One of our former champions, Corey Hollis, shows up, shocks us all. They end up having a match. Corey Hollis wins. And so, again, on the outside, CT Keys, who accompanied Todd Sexton, that made us very curious because previously we were told that CT Keys was done with the end game. It was just me, Oos. So with that said, the shock of him being in the corner of Todd Sexton made us wonder, like, is the end game back together? What's happening here? After the match, you could see CT Keys visibly frustrated with Todd Sexton because Todd Sexton is now, hugging Corey Hollis. They're seemingly happy. And so after it's over, then there's an attack. Corey Hollis gets attacked by CT Keys, if my memory serves me correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Sexton comes in. Sexton kind of pulls off CT Keys. CT Keys gets upset, goes off on Todd Sexton. And now we've got a whole thing. And then of all the people to show up, Judias, who we had not seen since Still Here 6, shows up. But who would he side with? Would he side with CT Keys? Would he side with Todd Sexton and Corey Hollis? And he would side with Corey Hollis and Todd Sexton, giving us a very strange reunion of the End Game and Lethal Poison all in one moment. CT Keys, the odd man out. And now we have a match. CT Keys versus Judias. Good Lord. You know, we've seen some hoss fights, dare I say, involving CT Keys. Of course, the one match Diana won at the triple threat for the SHW championship that happened a couple of months ago, I believe was at Rumblejack, which was amazing. CT Keys, Alex Kane, Joe Black. Now CT Keys versus Judias. Judias, his first match in Southern Honor in over a year. Wow. This is going to be
Since he lost the title, correct?
Correct.
And on top of all that, after that match,
oh Lord,
who would approach the table?
I was trying to forget that, guys.
No, see that was my thought. When you
Judias.
saw Judias come out, it wasn't the first thought being, "Oh, who's he going to side with?" It's like, "Oh crap."
It was
to the table.
First thought
it's
is don't look him in the eye.
Don't make eye contact. That's always the first rule. And
Yes.
and AC Mack, who was joining us on commentary that night, did not understand the rule and looked right at him. And I said, "What are you doing? You don't look him in the eye." And he came to the table and he
Well, to
extended-
his advantage, he has a lot more in-ring experience than anybody on this.
Well, right. But Judias would come to the table and actually extend his hand to me, and then extend his hand to and make GB stand up and shake his hand. It was very surreal, to say the least.
Very.
It was great.
So
how do you feel about that still? Even now, 2 months later, how do you feel about that encounter?
It's a moment I'll never forget. And it seems like the footage has been lost. If the footage is ever found, if it's ever found, I'll end up having to relive it and just wonder what that looked like, because I remember what it felt like. It was
I know what it looks like. I
surreal.
can explain it to you right now.
I saw it too.
Very
I was sitting
surreal.
right there.
Your eyes were so big once you finally made eye contact.
So yeah, one thing I can't wait for the fans to see SHW 77 when it hits IWTV. Here's the thing though, I don't know, because that happened a good bit after the match and all the happenings in the ring.
Oh, I'd like to believe that's on there.
I
because
would
that's
hope
a
so.
I'd like to believe it as
massive
well.
moment.
I would hope so. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, it was very interesting. So the reason I bring that up is because now are we going into this one-on-one matchup with Judias seemingly having turned a new leaf?
Oh, you mean like he's a good guy now?
Well, I don't know what he is.
I didn't say it like that.
I don't know what he. I'm not here.
I'm just
let's
saying
be clear.
he's never come to us and offered a handshake. So I don't know what was going on in that guy's head.
But he's also sided with Todd Sexton and Corey Hollis. Neither of them are exactly good guys, you know. So
whole thing was-
in fighting in the end game doesn't make one good and one bad. And I would make an argument that perhaps I can see where CT Keys lies in all of this.
Yeah,
CT
absolutely.
Keys decided to be the guy that was the most loyal to the end game, loyal to a fault, was the last man standing, the only guy holding and waving the flag, and he kind of got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
And when he stands by, you know, Todd Sexton, nobody stands by him. So that's the real question here. Who do you as the fans seem to identify more with? And I certainly feel where CT Keys is coming from. I mean, they didn't show up for him when he fought for the SHW championship, but he showed up for them every time they had a title match, a Jake the Snake Legacy title match, a tag title match, whenever he was always there. So there's a lot to be said for feeling where CT Keys is in all of this. And
Yeah, and it wasn't necessarily them not showing up. It was perhaps Nick Halen being there in the wrong place at the wrong time and costing CT opportunities.
But that's
costing
just
him
it,
matches.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
so,
didn't. They didn't
I
show
think there
up
was
for
some
him,
purpose
though.
behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't
every
show up for
time.
him at that last match that happened with
Right.
Alex Kane and Joe Black, even though he showed up all the time and did not interfere in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
it's
my
interesting.
concern would be if Judias and Todd Sexton, Corey Hollis, they're all kind of like buddy buddy now. CT's been a loner since he left Endgame. He has been.
Which is
So
why we were all
what?
shocked when he walked out with Todd Sexton last night.
Right,
Right.
It
right.
was
But
very weird.
what? Oh my gosh, my mind is
Also, it's a little strange
huge.
because of last month and because of the situation of last month and because it was almost like pulling all the big hits from all the previous 6 years of the company. How much of that bleeds over into the upcoming stuff? You know what I mean? Like, will Corey Hollis be back? We don't know. Who knows? I don't know. There's all sorts of questions we have coming out of the last show.
Well, I
So,
guess my main question is, would CT do better solo all the way around, or would he be good in a faction that has yet to be named?
Does he
Diana's,
even want to work with
I was
anybody?
going to say Diana's putting a faction together in her head.
Yeah, she's,
It's all
she's
these-
working
It's all
something
her.
out.
It's all her bad boys. The bad
Mhm.
boys faction. Bad boys for life.
Yeah. I just, I
Hashtag-
don't I don't know if CT Keys even wants to work with anybody. I think
That's what I'm
sometimes,
saying.
once bitten, twice shy. Like the whole idea of, hey, he put his efforts and energy and forces behind this end game situation, and he never really benefited from it.
No, he was
So,
the muscle.
yeah, that's what he was, and he was used as the muscle. So, does he want to connect with another group of people who could potentially use him in the same way?
I think he can handle it by himself, but man, I got thoughts.
Well,
Yes, you do.
speaking of handling it by himself, we remember he's the first man to pin Cruel in the action building in 3
That
years.
part.
And
That
he
part.
did it by himself.
Mhm.
So if he can do that against Cruel, he certainly has a great chance against Judias.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What we do know for sure is that we're going to get two big old bulls locking it up in the center of the ring, and I can't wait for that one. We have this big old tag team match coming up between Happy Madness, of course, that's Sunny Days, and Sal Renaro taking on a team that we have referred to them as Unhinged. I don't know that they have an official name at this point, but Grayson Pierce and Christian Taylor, who have been running amok over the last several months, just trying to make Alexander Lev's life a living hell. And of course, Happy Madness won't forget the cheap shot that they laid on him during the Rumble Jack. And Happy Madness is looking to get a little comeuppance there on Grayson Pierce and Christian Taylor. So we will see those two teams in action next week at Still Here 7. I'm excited for this one because you got two young up-and-comers against two ring veterans with Sonny and Sal. And
Well, not only that, but you've got two teams who are both a little crazy locking up. So there's no telling what's going to happen here because,
on a night
all-
that's already very, very unpredictable, there's no telling.
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, you add to that a brand new venue, and the possibilities are really endless. So I'm excited for this one. You're dealing with, again, this young upstart team that has a lot of momentum. That being the team that we're calling Unhinged, and they'll be unhinged until they give themselves another name. But then you have Happy Madness, the second longest tag team reign in Southern Honor history for the SHW tag title. So, you're looking at a real serious situation involving these two teams. And I'm curious because, does this mean that our match, that our decision maker, Sal, is back in the ring? He was in the ring at our last show. He's back in the ring now in this tag match. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this pans out for Sal, for Happy Madness. And then, you got to think about the tag team championships as well. Lots of teams are vying for this. We could be looking at a scenario where one of these teams at some point could be considered a top contender for the tag team titles.
Let's just shout out to our tag team division, finally.
Which has significantly grown.
It has significantly grown.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of that, the credit I think can be given to the tag team champions, that being the infantry,
Of course.
Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. Now, we did hear a couple of weeks ago that Sean Dean will not be able to be there that night. However, Carly Bravo made it known that he would not miss the big anniversary show for anything, and basically was looking for anybody to fight him. And the OXP of all people stepped up to the plate, and we're gonna get a big singles match between Carly Bravo and the OXP. OXP, of course, debuting, I believe, at the Rumble Jack as an entrant at the Rumble Jack. And then, if some of you fans made it out to the Fright and Fight Fest that happened a couple of weeks ago, OXP was also on that card taking on Hunter James. So, not the first time we're seeing OXP, but a huge opportunity for OXP on one of the biggest stages in Southern Honor, that being Still Here 7. And but boy, is he going to have his hands full with somebody like Carly Bravo, who is, 1/3 of the 6-man tag champs of Ring of Honor. He's one half of the Southern Honor tag team champions. I mean, the guy, he's all over the place, and he's just got it. He's got it. Capital I, capital T, it.
He is it.
And OXP's gonna have his work cut out for him, to say the least.
That's gonna be a fun match. On high energy.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear the talking and the smacking from Carly. I don't know if OXP is ready for what Carly's gonna bring. We're gonna see. I'm ready.
I was gonna say a massive opportunity for OXP. I mean, you think about what this night entails. I mean, our anniversary show, always one of the biggest shows of the year, always somebody, lots of eyes on this show, but you add to it the brand new venue, the brand new chapter of Southern Honor, and a lot of people are going to be looking to see, okay, what's going to happen here? So for OXP, if he can pull off a win against Carly Bravo, who has a winning record, and I have to double check my stats to see if he's completely undefeated at Still Here. But you're talking about somebody who was a Rumble Jack winner last year, parlayed that into a tag team championship win at Still Here 6. It becomes the first person to take his Rumble Jack win and challenge for a championship other than the Southern Honor Heavyweight Championship and turn around and cash in successfully with that. And what a year he's had. Obviously, again, Southern Honor Tag Championships, the Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championships. He is dripping in gold, and he likes it. He's out there taking Olin Mills pictures with his championships. I mean, he loves his life right now.
So good.
So OXP, whatever he's seen about Carly Bravo, he's not ready for this version of Carly Bravo that's going to show up next Friday night. So get ready, OXP. It's a huge opportunity. Flip side is Carly Bravo, he will never take anybody lightly, but definitely don't overlook OXP, or else this could be a piece of news that would reverberate around the wrestling world.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of the tag team champions and the tag team division, that brings me to this next matchup. Another big tag team matchup. The Skulk, Adrian Alanis, Liam Gray, taking on the Dallas Brothers, who are in some circles known as the Wonder Boys, and two teams that I feel like they think they should be the number one contenders for the tag team titles here in Southern Honor Wrestling. You have the Dallas Brothers, who got a win over the Skulk, and the Skulk claiming that was a straight up fluke. And so you have Aaron Dallas and Ethan Dallas going into this matchup that they want to prove that it wasn't a fluke. And of course, Carly Bravo is going to be in the building, one half of the tag team champions. So the stakes are pretty high in this one. I feel like whichever team comes out on top may have the claim to be the number one contenders moving into the next show. So we'll see here, but they put on a great match the first time, and I expect nothing less coming into next Friday.
Absolutely. The way that the Dallas Brothers, aka Wonder Boys, have everybody just eating out of their hands, it really reminds me a lot of All-Star Special in the way they came out. Because, gosh, the hype behind these guys is crazy. And of course, you got the Skulk. The Skulk and their attitude and whatever, taking forever to get to the ring, whatever. But the Wonder, I don't know, if they just bring that energy to the ring again and just bring it, I think they have a shot.
Definitely not. Yeah, I was going to say the Wonder Boys, here's the advantage that they have. They already have a win against the Skulk.
Right.
In a Southern Honor ring. So the Skulk has really got to be wondering, what do we have to do at this point? The Skulk, they managed to stay in the hunt for the tag team championships. And that's just because they're kind of like that nagging hangnail that won't
Mm.
go away. They're going
On
to
your
keep
toe, not your
poking.
finger, but your
Yes,
toe.
right. They're
Mm.
going to keep poking and prodding at you until they finally get your attention. Here's what's dangerous. You can beat them and they keep showing up. So then you overlook them. And the
Yeah.
moment you overlook them is the moment they slip in and show up for a win. So I wonder how much tape the Skulk has been studying on the Dallas brothers, trying to see what they missed last time. And honestly, what they missed was they took the Dallas brothers lightly. If
Hmm.
you go back to that match, the Skulk actually had that match won several times, and they started playing with their food. They started taking advantage of just, hey, we're here. This is light work. This doesn't mean much, et cetera, et cetera. And they got caught off guard. They cannot afford to do that again because at this point, if they lose again, like, can we even consider the Skulk major contenders for the tag team championships? I feel like this is a must-win match for the Skulk.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely. And again, what does it mean moving forward? Carly Bravo's going to be in the house. So he'll have his eyes on this matchup. And to your point earlier, GB, that other tag team matchup, Carly's probably going to be keeping his eye on that one as well. Because, both of those teams at some point down the road may be eyeing that tag team gold. So
Yeah, yeah.
we shall see a lot of things happening in the tag team division at Southern Honor Wrestling. Well, we of course said that next Friday night will be a historic night, seeing as how it's our first big show outside of the Action Building. But it's going to be historic for more than one reason, because we're also going to have, for the first time ever in a Southern Honor Wrestling ring, a ladder match. And
Mm.
it will be a four-way ladder match for the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. Ashton Starr, of course, defending that title against three former champions, Kyle Matthews, Hollywood Hunter James, and Bryce Cannon. A four-way ladder match for the JTS Legacy title. I'm just blown away we're having a ladder match in SHW for the first time in 7 years. That's
Hmm.
crazy.
Well, we
Now,
didn't exactly have the ceiling space for it.
oh, I understand why, but it's just crazy that it's been 7 years and we're finally getting one. So now that we have a little more headroom, so to speak, at
No
the new
Max.
venue. So how are we feeling about this one?
Did
I
you say
can't.
Max?
I said no Max.
No, Max.
No.
Figured some people would get that.
No,
Some don't have
not
enough.
everybody's gonna get that, but
Not
that's
everybody's
what
gonna
Max,
get that.
it.
Max
That's okay.
headroom.
Max
Yeah.
headroom. Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
That's a talking head.
Ah.
Anyways,
Love it.
four-way ladder match. Your thoughts?
Ooh, well, I like the idea of having four JTS champions in a match. That's pretty cool. Have we ever had a match where there's been four former champions besides the one that
It reminds me of the main event from the last show for
Yes,
the
it
Southern
does.
Honor title. However,
absolutely,
this time it's for the
absolutely.
JTS Legacy title. Oh, real quick, I just want to throw out there. Bryce Cannon was making a bit of a fuss online when he heard this match announcement because I don't know if people follow him on the socials, but if you do, you see that a few weeks ago he was in a ladder match in Florida and he inadvertently ate a ladder and busted his face all up. And I'm just going to say it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Anyways, Diana?
Well, it's like this. If you put yourself out there to do crazy stuff, then you're going to be expected to do crazy stuff. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I don't know how Kyle and Hunter and Ashton feel about this ladder match, but I mean, he's been in the cage, been yanked by his ponytail down from the top of the cage to the bottom. I mean, he's been through some rough stuff.
Yeah.
I expect this to be very entertaining for one, but also very intense. Very intense. And who knows? Who knows is going to come out with this title? I don't have a favorite, but Ashton's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, if I'm Ashton Starr right now, I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned because, the last time he won a singles championship, it was a Southern Honor Championship. He was forced to defend it again that night, impromptu, inside of a steel cage. So these specialty matches for championships have not boded well for him. So now his first title defense again is in this time, first time ever, ladder match here in our company against three former Jake the Snake Legacy champions. This is challenging when you consider that literally almost the entire legacy of this championship sits in this one match all at one time with a ladder,
Right.
and again, the thing about the ladder match is it's not necessarily about being the one who gets the pinfall, because there are no pinfalls, there are no submissions. It's all about running to the top of that ladder and grabbing the championship belt. And so who's going to be able to do that? Who's willing to do what's necessary to make that happen? What lengths will Bryce Cannon go to win that championship back? What will Kyle Matthews do, seeing that he hasn't really had a rematch for the Jake the
Right.
Snake Legacy Championship?
Such a good
What Yeah, Hollywood Hunter James has been staking his claim,
hmm
wanting to get that title back. Ashton Starr, of course, comes in and challenges for that championship as a former Southern Honor, as a Southern Honor original.
hmm
Again, completely impromptu. So it's a real proving ground, I think, for Ashton Starr, who some might consider to be the underdog, even though he's the champion. All
hmm
of the previous champions have held that title longer than he has. He has been known, unfortunately, for short title reigns. So can he get that monkey off of his back at Still Here 7? Or are we looking at a scenario where we have our first ever two-time Jake the Snake Legacy champion? History's going to be made one way or another next Friday night in Southern Honor's very first ladder match.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
And the thing is, I can't wait about all of this stuff. But
Yeah,
it's just like there's pick one. It's like all of it is
yeah.
so exciting. Uh, Speaking of which, when this thing was announced, we were all in disbelief. Gary Lamb challenged Matt Griffin to a steel cage match at Still Here 7. At the time, we were all like, wait, is this really going to happen? Is this going to be made official? Well, over the last several weeks, it was made official. The announcement has been made. There's a poster for it and everything. It's just a matter of it actually happening next Friday night. And as far as I know, we're going to see Gary Lamb stepping inside of a steel cage with Matt the Mouth Griffin. And they're hopefully going to settle their differences once and for all. The last time we saw Matt Griffin inside any sort of cage, it was a much smaller cage. It was a
Hmm.
dog kennel, and he barely fit in it, and it was hilarious.
Hmm.
This time he'll be in a much bigger cage, but I just, again, we talk about all this stuff being so unpredictable. This one, very unpredictable. I don't know what to expect. I know it's going to be. There's no wrestling. It's going to be a straight up brawl. Uh, I it's a steel cage. There's always blood in a steel cage. So there's probably going to be blood. I don't know. We'll see. What do we think?
Well, Matt has definitely got more experience with the extreme matches.
Hmm.
He's been in these death matches, all the blood and gore and all the craziness and stuff, and he loves it. I think even his when he wrestles, he has these chunks that has some kind of something on the side that pertains to death matches, blood and blades or whatever, some kind of stuff. Gary may have called this match out of emotion, but he's had time, and if you give Gary Lamb time to do anything, he's going to have plans. He's going to have things cooking. He's going to have something up his sleeve. I'm not counting him out at all, even though Matt may have the more experience in the ring like this, but I'm standing with Lamb, standing with Gary, not only because he is Southern Honor and we are trying to get Matt Griffin out of here, but because I believe in Gary. Dang it. I believe in Gary. I feel like he's going to come away with this one. I do. I think he's going to rock his world. Go, Gary. Do it. Gary's going to Gary. Gary's going to Gary.
Somebody clip this. So here's what's going to be interesting to
Somebody
me.
will.
Somebody will. You got Matt Griffin, who I think most people underestimate because, he talks so much and he's annoying and he doesn't look like he can throw a punch and he looks like he'd be someone's punching bag. But you raise a great point, Diana. He specializes in these specialty kinds of matches. When you're talking about matches that are not catch as catch can, that can involve violence, that can involve loopholes and all these other things, He's built for that. That's what he does. My concern when it comes to Gary Lamb is this. If you follow Gary on the socials, Gary has been doing, all of his festivals. Gary's doing all of his events. Gary's, obviously having to deal with the fallout of losing the Action Building, relocating his church. Like, he's actually excited about being a pastor again. Like, it's a whole thing happening with Gary. And at no point is he talking about this match. At no point is he training that we can see. And so I'm just like, don't think that you're just going to randomly walk into this steel cage and throw one good punch at Matt Griffin and it's going to be over.
No,
it's going to have to be much more than that.
Yeah, it's going
to
be a
so
brawl.
At this point, we're 7 days away, and let me say this too. Gary, the few times he's been in the ring, it's been inside the Action Building.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know what it's like to be outside, not just outside of the Action Building, but in an outdoor venue, right? What are you going to wear in the cold? What are you going to wear in that night crisp air? I know he believes he's invincible, but if you think about this like a football game or what have you, environments matter. That's why they have the home team and the away team. And usually when it's an away game, it's a tougher game because you have to get used to the environment, the crowd, the building, the atmosphere. The home team is ready. In this particular case, I'm going to say that Matt Griffin is the home team because he's comfortable inside of a steel cage. He's fought outside. He's fought inside. He's fought in a lot of places. So for him, it's just another day at the office fighting somebody he really doesn't like. I think for Gary, plenty of passion. He absolutely does not like him, and that could be enough. But there's going to need to be strategy. And I hope for Gary that he's just kind of, training behind the scenes with no cameras, with no pomp and circumstance. He's doing the work, and then he shows up ready. I hope that's the case. If not, while it's a home match for Gary, considering his connections to Canton, Reformation Brewery, and the like, just think about this. He's going to have to preach 48 hours after this cage match in the same location of the cage match. I don't know how many beers for Jesus there are going to be if his mouth is slammed shut and his eyes are closed. So I need Gary to fight and fight well and have a plan that can move past being punched in the mouth.
Well, I will say, I don't think the weather's going to be a factor because when he does set up for these festivals and all this outdoor stuff, he does it in the dead hours of the night.
But he's not fighting.
He's not fighting, but he is working. He's putting in the work. He's sweating. He's doing his thing. He ain't fighting. No, he's not a fighter. He'll tell you he's not a fighter. But when somebody gets in your face that you really don't like, tell me that something don't come out of you that just, it's like, where did that come from? Where did it come from?
Find out.
It's inner rage. And Matt Griffin can bring out the inner rage. Oh, can he bring it out? So.
Yeah, he brings it out of the crowd every time he steps foot in the Action Building or in front of the SHW crowd. The only reason I started laughing there, GB, is because I've never heard somebody talk about Gary and then say no pomp and circumstance, no cameras. Yeah. I was like, there's no way. Everything
so
Gary does.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's training without any.
I get it.
Because if that's the case, I'm with you. I expect a training video. Yeah. Like I just do. So because
running the stairs like in Rocky, running up the stairs.
Yeah. I mean, it probably could have been him moving stuff out of the Action Building, throwing stuff out, just using it as weights and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I don't know.
Again, as if that wasn't enough. It was on this very podcast just a few weeks ago where we had the Southern Honor champion, Joe Black himself, up the ante for his main event title match. Of course, we knew he was going to be facing 2025 Rumblejack winner Alexander Lev in the main event of Still Here 7.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? Lev is such a big Raven fan. Let's go back in time to what Raven made famous, the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. And now this title match, this main event title match at Still Here 7 will indeed be a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. It will involve the steel cage. It will involve weapons. Anything goes. It will involve who knows what, all sorts of chaos. It's going to be insane. I already kind of felt bad for Alexander Lev having to face Joe Black in this mindset. And now that it's official, it's a Clockwork Orange match. Oh boy. Oh boy. Lev, I hope you, take your vitamins. I hope you get a good night's sleep the night before. You better be ready. You better be ready. But it's going to be one heck of a main event, and I can't wait. And that's on top of this massively stacked card already. So
I have
main
no
event.
idea what to expect on this. I have no clue except chaos and carnage. That's all I can think. That's all. And of course, Joe Black being our champion continually.
Yeah, here's what's concerning me about this. Everything on paper and everything we know says the deck is absolutely stacked in the favor of the champion. I mean, Joe Black is on the roll of his career. This is, over a year as Southern Honor champion. He has the most title defenses of any Southern Honor champion in history. He is at the absolute top of his game. The man just beat 7 former Southern Honor champions in the same match.
He did.
He's the greatest of all time in terms of Southern Honor wrestling. No doubt about it.
And he's staying sharp over the last month. He's defending in other locations.
Yeah. While everybody else took time off, he's defending titles, winning titles. Like, he's doing this. This should be a cakewalk. And yet I am concerned. And I am concerned because it's like Alexander Lev is radio silent. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's somewhere studying. I don't know if he's somewhere, trying to figure out the weak link of Joe Black. I don't know. And I don't know what he's going to need to do. I hearken back to that match that happened at the top of the Year of Honor, where again, we were just excited that Lev made it to the main event, but Lev found a loophole. He managed to get the champion to slip and hit his head on that guardrail, and he ended up being in control of that match, but he just didn't have enough to take it home. Now there's not going to be a guardrail. It's going to be a steel cage.
Full cage.
I imagine that there will be weapons in there. Again, there's no count out. I don't know if we're talking about escaping the cage or if it's just pinfall or submission inside. I don't know. We'll find that out. However you look at it, I feel like this. Somebody's body is going to have to give out before this is over. Joe Black is not going to just succumb to a random 3 count. He's not going to tap out. And then the real question is, has Alexander Lev gone through enough endurance to potentially allow his body not to give out like it gave out on him at the top of the year? Here's the problem. If Alexander Lev improved as he did and Joe Black stayed the same, then one would say Alexander Lev has a fighting chance, a strong chance to become Southern Honor champion. The problem is Joe Black has gotten exponentially better, and I think he's gotten better at a faster and deeper rate than Alexander Lev. So Alexander Lev is going to need a miracle. I just need to say it. He's going to need a miracle. He might need to connect with someone higher and maybe get lightning to strike. He's going to need something of an akin to an act of God to defeat Joe Black next Friday. I don't see how he does it. Again, I'm nervous because he's awfully quiet, but that him being quiet could very well be he doesn't have anything to say. He may be regretting winning the Rumble Jack. He may be regretting choosing, to fight for the Southern Honor Championship. He could have been in that ladder match. I think he has a better chance in the ladder match than he does in Clockwork Orange. The demented mind of Joe Black, when he gets at this phase, it's going to require a miracle. Here's the scary part. We've seen Lev do wild things before. What's he willing to do? How far is he willing to go? How bad does he want to be the Southern Honor champion? Only he can answer that question, but we'll find out the answer in 7 days.
And GB, what is it? You like to always say it only takes
3 seconds. But I think in this case, it's going to take more than 3 seconds. Yeah. I think he's going to have to, Alexander Lev is going to have to somehow incapacitate Joe Black to become the Southern Honor champion. That's the only way this happens. Now, the question is, what are the weapons that are going to be in the ring?
Yeah.
And what could happen to potentially distract Joe Black enough that he wouldn't see a weapon coming from Alexander Lev?
I have a feeling, because it always appears at the Southern Honor shows, there's going to be somebody's prosthetic leg somewhere floating around in the crowd. I have a feeling it's going to end up somewhere involved in that match. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but we always see it. I don't know who it
have happened.
And
all
Chucky.
these years, in 6 years, the Chucky doll and the leg. In
Chucky
6 years,
and the prosthetic leg.
I don't know who the leg belongs to. I just know it always makes an appearance.
Whoever's hopping around.
All right,
That's
folks.
funny.
So there you have it. Judias, CT Keys in a singles match. You've got tag team action, Happy Madness versus Christian Taylor and Grayson Pierce. You've got singles match, Carly Bravo and the OXP. Another big tag team match, the Skulk versus the Dallas Brothers. You've got the Jake the Snake Legacy title defended in a 4-way ladder match, the first ever ladder match in Southern Honor Wrestling history. Then you've got Gary Lamb one-on-one with Matt the Mouth Griffin in a steel cage. And our main event, Joe Black defending the Southern Honor title against the Rumblejack winner, Alexander Lev, in SHW's first ever Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. SHW still here 7, our 7th anniversary. It's going to be huge.
Yep.
I mean, new location. We're starting the next era of the company. It's just going to be, I can't wait. I can't wait. And they made us wait an extra month. And so it's even more so like, I'm ready. Let's do this. So I can't wait for it. We want to see you guys there. It's at Reformation Brewery in Canton, Georgia. Go on the social media to get the exact address, but it's right around the corner from the Action Building, the former home of Southern Honor Wrestling. And tickets go on sale at the door the night of the show, starting at 5 p.m. Doors open at 7, bell time at 8. Kids 10 and under, as always, are free. So we can't wait to see you there. And like I said, it might be a little chilly. So bring a jacket, bring a scarf, bring some gloves. But the more people you get, invite everybody you know. And it'll keep everybody warm. So I can't wait. You guys got anything left before next week?
I'm ready, man. 7 days away. Let's knock it down. Let's go.
Yeah, the mood changes in 7 days. We've had our time to reflect on all that the Action Building has meant and what our time there has meant. And now we move to a space of a brand new chapter. And so, you get the opportunity to be a part of history, to be a part of a new moment in the history of Southern Honor. It is next Friday, again, at Reformation Brewery. It all goes down there. Remember, doors open at 7. Tickets are available at 5 at the door. Don't miss this. This is going to be something special. Again, a new venue, a new space, a new look. And then history's made, 2 cage matches and a ladder match all on the same show.
Yeah.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. So you'll want to be there for this. It's going to be something very, very special. Again, 7 days from today, Southern Honor still here 7.
And I looked up the address just so you guys, in case you don't want to look it up yourself, I looked it up for you. 225 Reformation Parkway, Suite 500 in Canton, Georgia. Like I said, it's right around the corner from the Action Building, the former home of SHW. It's part of the mill on Etowah. It's that whole little area right there. The brewery is part of that. So, oh boy. Yeah, get there 5 o'clock to get your good seats. Tickets start at $15. And of course, if you want front row, second row, all that good stuff, you got to get there early. But we can't wait to see you there. And we will be bringing you a live pre-show from 7 to 7:30. But until we see you next week for our massive 7th anniversary show, still here 7, this has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.